Hello. It is Krystalracquel and I am back again with another video. Today is day 7 of our 21 days of change, and I'm so happy that you are here with me today. I have a special topic for you all today, but I also just wanted to remind everyone what exactly the 21 days of change is. It is trying to get a better you, and that includes eating at 12 p.m. each day. So similar to intermittent fasting where you have a set window, our window is you can begin eating at 12 p.m. each day, and the last time you can eat is at 10 p.m. If you want to make your window shorter, you can adjust the ending time of the window. So you can do 12 to 8 or 12 to 9 p.m., whatever you prefer. You can even do 12 to 7, but it has to be for 21 days consistently. And I chose 10 hours just because that works best for me. So I also wanted to invite you all to please feel free to send me an email at the email that I have below, which is askkrystalracquel@gmail.com. You can ask me any question that you'd like me to review on my YouTube during these 21 days or outside of these 21 days. In addition, if you're interested in any kind of consultation or coaching, please let me know and I'd be happy to respond to you that way as well. Feel free to comment down below if you have any questions or comments about the video to get that conversation going. And I'm trying to think anything else. Oh yeah, and of course, big thing, the 21 days of change outside of the eating window that I just mentioned, it's also us exercising every single day. So that's 20 minutes of moderate or high intensity exercise for at least 20 minutes. Or if you do something that's low impact, you can do 30 minutes minimum. That would be something like walking. You can walk super slow. I know sometimes when I walk slow, I tend to, if I walk really slow, I can go up to like even an hour. If I'm walking like 2 miles per hour, I can walk for an hour and you're still burning some calories. And it's all about trying to be a healthier you. We have one body and we have to take care of it. So, you know, I feel like I'm more disciplined now that I'm doing the exercise every single day and I'm eating or having my calories within that set window. So back to the video. Also, if you like my content, make sure you like the videos. That lets me know what type of videos you're interested in. I can potentially do more of those. So the topic for today is positivity. That topic just came to me today. Similarly, the topic from yesterday came to me as well, which was about love. But this topic is about positivity, being positive. I know I did a video before. When this topic came to me today, I was like, I think I did a video on positivity already. And I checked back in my videos, and I believe on the last, the 21 videos in a row challenge, I did positivity, but I didn't have time to check on what it was about, and I didn't really have any intention to. I just felt like I was supposed to do a video about positivity today, so rather than trying to double check and see what I said or didn't say, I just wanted to go forth with the information that I feel I have to release to you all or talk about today. So I'm going to be going over 5 ways to become a positive person. And right before this video, I wrote them all down because they were just coming to me one by one. And pretty much it can be difficult sometimes because there's people who have not been around people who are necessarily positive. And in order for you to be positive, well, sometimes it can just be you, but also it depends on your environment. So if you were raised in an environment where everyone around you wasn't necessarily positive, they tend to complain a lot, speak negativity a lot, and talk about what they don't have instead of what they do have. Yes, it can at times be natural to gain that negative perspective as well. So we need to be focused on how we can change, what we can do within ourselves to be able to make those changes and start to become positive, because how you react with things that are happening around you really can influence how you feel, can influence other people around you. So we want to make sure we're positive influences, not negative influences. There's people who have certain personalities that are really strong in terms of, you know, whoever they are, they can convince people of things, and that type of thing as well. But if they're negative, they can influence people around them to do negative things or also be negative. Or, if someone's being negative, it just can be really draining. So if that's you, don't feel bad, but there are 5 tips that you can do to be able to change those things. So, like I said, I wrote them down here before I came on. So the first step is know yourself. In order to be positive, you have to know who you are. You have to recognize your talents, recognize that you have gifts, recognize that you have so much in you, and that is going to help you be positive. Because if you really know who you are, if you really know everything that's in you, all those gold deposits that are inside of you and can be, released in different things, whether you have different crafts, different businesses, in your workplace, as a parent or mother, since I know a lot of you probably watching are women, or a father. And if you know those things about yourself, if you know that you have a lot of greatness inside of you, that you're not mediocre, if you know that you are talented, you're a star, if you know those things about yourself, that's going to help you be positive. Typically, people who are a light to those around them are going to be positive. They can see the beauty in small situations. They can see beauty in today's cloudy outside. They can see the beauty in there being rain. They'll look at the positive. They'll say, oh, well, that's great because now those flowers are going to come afterwards. And, oh, now there's more water. Now the animals have more to drink, things like that. Versus somebody who's not thinking positively, they'll be thinking, oh man, it's raining again. Oh man, I have to get an umbrella. Oh man, I'm going to get soaked. Oh man, my shoes are going to be ruined. So you have to really know yourself in order to be positive, because if you know that you're great, if you know that there's so much good in you, you're not even going to be stressed about any foolishness that's happening around you. You're not going to be stressed about any negativity. You're not going to allow anyone's negative influence to influence you in a negative way. You'll be able to speak life into bad situations. So that goes with knowing yourself and knowing who you are. And one thing that comes to mind is there was a situation where there was a woman that I knew, and we had become friends for a brief period of time. We were in the same program, and she, unfortunately, she tended to look at everything as the glass is half empty. So she would say like, oh, she can't advance, she wanted to be married and all those different things. And everything that came out of her mouth was just negativity. So, and she would talk down on herself as well. And me, as I was, trying to befriend her, or we were both befriending one another, I tried to speak life to her, tried to speak positivity. But one thing I realized, I'm going to do another video about this. Let me take a note on this. I noticed that she did not want that positivity. She wanted to speak negativity into her life. So, you can't, sorry, that pen wasn't working. You can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped. So that's the other topic. But she also didn't know who she was, because if she knew how great she was, if she knew how much, beauty was inside of her, how beautiful she was, externally and internally, she wouldn't be so negative. So it's important to know yourself. That's going to help you to, make changes with those around you. You'll be able to speak positivity. If somebody's speaking negativity, you're not going to join them in that and speak negativity about themselves. So I remember that lady, I would always try to speak positivity to her, but I realized that, one, she didn't know who she really was, because she spoke negatively about every situation, herself, and not so much herself, but a lot of her circumstances. And, she didn't want to change. She wanted to be in that in that negative mindset. So the next step is make a conscious effort to change your thought process. And that last situation definitely leads me into that. you know, she would have had to make a conscious effort to be able to move forward, make a conscious effort to change, make a conscious effort to think differently. And, you know, it can be difficult sometimes, but the first thing you have to do is just take those steps. You have to, one by one, really just take some time over a day, and you can have a notebook with you, or you can just do it mentally. Every time you say something, to start analyzing whether it's positive or negative. So if, you know, you come into work and then you see that there's a lot of work to do for that day, you will have decided that today you're going to analyze your thoughts just to make sure every thought that you have, you consciously change it into a positive thought. So if you come in, there's a lot of work, and you know, you may normally say something like, oh man, all this work, oh my goodness, I'm just so tired of it. Whereas if you're in a different mindset where you're consciously analyzing those thoughts, you're going to say something like, wow, we got a lot of work. I'm just so thankful that I have a job. I know I can, you know, knock all this work out today. So I'm going to try to do that. So then I'll have some more time. I'm going to try to do that so then I'll have some time afterwards. So you're going to have to just look at every single thing. You know, if you come home and, you know, you have to cook now, and let's say you have 30 minutes to cook and you get home a little bit late, you know, you rush in the door, and you're, instead of saying something like, well, typically you might say something like, oh man, it's just so late, I'm so tired of this, I don't have time to cook what I wanted to cook. You would have to shift. Wait a minute, that's a negative thought. Let me go ahead and rethink that. You know what? Let me see how quick I can cook this. I feel like I have this recipe down pat, and I'm gonna make this today. Or I'm gonna make this instead today. Let me try a new recipe. I saw it online and it looked really good. Let me try it. It's really quick. I'm gonna throw something together and I bet it's gonna taste delicious. That would be the positive thought. So you have to consciously change those thought processes. And the third step for thinking positively is you have to train yourself, make changes to habits and patterns. So the second step was about your mind. The third step is about positive activities. So if there's anything that you're doing that is not helping you, if you're doing something that's not, you know, elevating your life, you're gonna have to cut those things out or change it to something positive. So if you're finding that you are sleeping in every day until 11 a.m. and you're not getting much work done, you're starting to do work that you have, you know, in the evening times, and all of your day is done, and you, at 11 o'clock, you're sitting in, like I said, sleeping in, and you're watching TV all day, and then around 6 p.m. you start doing your work, then all your day is pretty much gone. You're gonna have to change that. You're gonna have to make an effort, train yourself, just like we're doing on this 21 days of change. Train yourself. They say, I believe it's 21 days where a habit can change. So, you know, definitely want to change those things. If you're finding that you don't do any exercise, you're gonna want to incorporate exercise, and you're gonna have to stick with it. So it's about training yourself, making an effort, and not, you know, just being lazy and things like that. That's not going to help you be positive, because you're going to look at things around you, you're going to see everyone moving by you, everything passing you, and life still goes on, and you're going to be stagnant, and being stagnant, that's probably not going to help you be positive. So, you know, you want to be motivated. You are going to have to make changes to things, not just your mind like step 2, you're not just knowing yourself like step 1, but step 3, you actually have to make changes around you. So if you find that you have gotten to a habit of always being argumentative with someone, you're gonna have to make a change. So if you find that you typically have a coworker and you're always having issues with them, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to change that habit, whether that is removing yourself from the situation, or if you find that someone around you is constantly gossiping, you're going to have to remove yourself from that situation. That will be the step, and you know, you go from there. So you actually have to make changes and train yourself to either do things or not do certain things, so that you can be doing positive things alone. You're not into the negativity, no gossip. You're going to be being positive, doing things that are going to elevate your life, working on your business, you know, working on building good relationships, removing bad relationships from your life, and then you can go forward there. That's going to help you be positive. And then for thinking positively and being a positive person, step 4 is going to be make effort each day. You want to try. You can't quit. You cannot give up. So, you know, you're knowing yourself. You are, you know, making sure that you're looking at those thought patterns. You're partaking in positive things and removing negative things. And then you're going to make effort each day. So there may be times when you fall. There may be times when you make a mistake. You may decide you want to only entertain positive people, and then, you know, someone comes in and tempts you to partake in some of that gossip, backbiting, those sorts of things, then you make a mistake. That doesn't mean you start that pattern up. That means you cut that out again. Let me go back on my good journey to positivity. You know, you have to always correct those thoughts. You know, always look at what you're involved in terms of positive things and negative things. You want to remove those negative things. That's going to help you be positive. And then you want to continue to make that effort, because if you're not making effort, you're not going to be able to move forward, and that's so important. So once again, you cannot quit. There's going to be times when you fall. There's going to be times when you make mistakes, but it's really up to you in terms of how far you're going to go, because only you can make that effort. Only you're going to be able to, you know, make those decisions and, you know, stay on that journey, stay on that path of positivity, and, you know, just don't quit. You know, it can get hard sometimes, but I promise you that going on that path is going to make it all worthwhile. And then finally, the last step and tip for being positive and thinking positive is going to be, some of you may have guessed it, it's love yourself. The first step was know yourself, loving yourself. That's going to help you be positive. If you don't like yourself, if you're not happy with who you are, if you're not happy with things going on around you and you haven't made the changes in step 1, 2, and 3, and 4, then it's going to be hard for you to be positive. Loving yourself means taking care of yourself, making positive changes in your life, like I mentioned in all of these steps. Knowing yourself is loving yourself. Thinking positively and changing your thought patterns is loving yourself. Making changes in your life in terms of being around a positive atmosphere and positive people, partaking in positive activities, forming positive habits and patterns, that is loving yourself. And of course, making an effort and trying and not quitting, that's loving yourself. You want to love yourself. That means taking care of yourself. You know, recently on these 21 days, I've really started to try to get back into my skincare routine again. And, you know, loving yourself is exercising, which we're all doing on these 21 days of change. And of course, as I said, if you haven't started yet, that's okay. You can start tomorrow with us and, you know, join us for the rest of the days. Today's day 7. So you can start with us on day 8. That's no problem. You can even start today exercising. So yeah, loving yourself is just so important. And if you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully this helped you. Love yourself and you'll be positive. Have a great day. Bye.